Hello, everyone. Welcome to Perspective Peak. I'm Leo.
And I'm Mia. Welcome back, Peak Performers. Here at Perspective Peak, our goal is simple: to help you build winning habits, master your productivity, and level up your English listening skills, all at the same time.
So glad you're here today, friends. Get comfortable, maybe make a cup of tea, and just relax with us for a while.
Leo, I have to be honest before we even start. Today's topic made me a little nervous because it's something I used to be really bad at.
Ooh, now I'm interested. What is it?
Talking about myself. You know that moment when someone looks at you, smiles, and says, "So, tell me about yourself."
Oh no, the 4 scariest words in any language.
Exactly. It sounds so simple, and then your brain just freezes. Empty, or worse, too full, like 1,000 thoughts at the same time, all fighting to come out first. And the strange thing is, you can chat with friends for hours, but the second it becomes introduce yourself, it suddenly feels like a test, like there's a right answer and you might get it wrong.
Yes, that's the feeling exactly. It stops being a chat and starts feeling like an exam. And I promise you, peak performers, by the end of today, that exam feeling will be gone. And that's our whole episode today, peak performers. We're going to take that scary freeze moment and turn it into something calm and easy. By the end, you'll have a simple plan to introduce yourself, and you'll pick up some powerful new English words too.
And don't worry, this is friendly B1 English. Clear sentences, simple words spoken at a comfortable speed. When we use a stronger word, we'll stop and explain it right away with a little example. So you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be here. Let's grow together.
Okay, Mia, let me start with the big question. We say, talk about yourself, but what does that really mean? Why is it so hard?
Great question. Here's my favorite way to think about it. Your self-introduction is like a short movie script about you. Just a few lines. When an actor knows their script, they walk onto the stage calm and confident because they already know what to say. But imagine an actor with no script standing in front of the lights and someone shouts, "Okay, speak." That's the freeze. The problem is not your English. The problem is that you have no script ready.
Oh, I love that. So the secret isn't speaking better English. The secret is writing your little script once so you never have to invent it under pressure.
Exactly. Write it once, use it forever. And that, my friends, is a habit, and habits are what we do best on this show.
Perfect. Okay, let me tell everyone about the most embarrassing introduction of my entire life.
Oh, please do.
So, a few years ago, I joined a language exchange. You know, a group where people meet to practice speaking. We sat in a big circle, maybe 15 people. The leader said, "Okay, everyone, introduce yourself. Name, country, job, hobbies." And I watched my turn coming closer, one person at a time, like a slow train I couldn't stop. In my head, I was repeating, "My name is Leo. I'm from here. I work in..." And then everybody turned and looked at me. 15 faces, and my mind went completely blank. I opened my mouth and I said, "My name is Leo. I like food."
You said, "I like food"?
I said, "I like food." That's it. That was my whole introduction. The interesting thing is, my English was fine that day. I could talk about food for an hour normally. But in that exact moment, nothing came out.
So, what's actually happening in the brain there? Because your English didn't disappear.
Right. This is the fascinating part. Researchers call it cognitive load. Cognitive just means thinking, and load means weight. So it's the weight on your thinking brain. Picture your brain like a small table. You can put a few things on it, no problem. But in that circle, I had too many things on the table at once. Remember English grammar, choose the right words, watch 15 people watching me, control my nervous heart, and decide what to say all at the same time. The table got too full and everything fell off. That's the freeze.
Wow, so it's not that you're bad at English, your table was just overloaded.
Exactly. And here's a detail that proves it. After that day, I went home and, alone in my kitchen, I gave the perfect introduction. Name, country, job, 2 hobbies, everything, smooth and easy. The English was always there. It only disappeared when 15 people were staring at me and my heart was pounding. The pressure stole the words, not my level.
So the room changed, not your ability.
The room changed everything. And the beautiful solution is this. If your introduction is already prepared and practiced, it doesn't sit on the crowded table at all. It comes out automatically, like saying your own phone number. You don't think about your phone number, it just flows. So the lesson is, prepare your script in advance, and you protect your brain from overload in the moment. The same is true for any English you want to use under pressure. Practice it calmly before, so it flows easily later, even when your heart is racing.
That is such a good point. And honestly, I like food is kind of charming.
The people laughed in a friendly way, so it was okay. Honestly, I think it made me more human to them. But I knew I could do so much better with a plan. Okay, Mia, your turn. You said you used to be terrible at this too.
Oh, I have a story. So I was on a flight once, a long one, and the woman next to me was very friendly. About an hour in, she turned and said, "So, what do you do? Tell me about yourself." And in my head, suddenly I had too many pictures at the same time. My job, my family, my hobbies, the city I grew up in, my favorite coffee, a trip I took last year. All of it at once, like a big noisy cloud.
Noisy cloud. I know that cloud.
And because there was no order, my answer was a mess. I jumped from my job to my childhood to coffee to my sister with no connection. I could see in her eyes she was a little lost. She kept saying, "Oh, nice," but I could tell she didn't know what to hold on to. After the flight, I sat there and thought, I really need a short, calm, simple way to talk about myself.
Oh, that "oh, nice" is the worst because you can feel them being polite.
Exactly. It's kind, but it tells you the message didn't land.
So why does the brain make that noisy cloud? Why too much instead of too little?
This is so interesting. Science shows our working memory, the part of the brain that holds information right now in the moment, is very small. It can only hold about 3 or 4 things at once, not 30. So when someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," your whole life tries to jump into a tiny space that only fits 4 things. Imagine trying to carry 10 shopping bags with 2 hands. You drop most of them and you carry nothing well. So the answer isn't to remember more, it's to choose less.
Exactly. The lesson is pick just a few clear pieces in a simple order and leave the rest out.
You don't tell your whole life. You give a friendly little picture. Name, where you're from, what you do, 1 hobby, 4 bags carried well. And learners, this is the same skill as writing a clear sentence in English. Fewer, simpler words almost always sound better than a long, messy one.
Fewer bags carried well. I'm writing that down. Okay, quick pause because I want to tell everyone where we're going next.
Ooh, a little preview.
So you've heard the freeze and the noisy cloud. Those are the 2 big problems. But in a few minutes, we're going to talk about a sneaky mistake that even confident speakers make. Using the wrong style at the wrong moment. We'll tell you why saying, "Good afternoon, it's a pleasure to meet you," to a close friend can actually feel strange and what to do instead. So stay with us because that one's fun.
It really is. But first, let's actually fix the cloud, the structure.
Yes, so the simple order is greeting, name, where you're from and where you live, what you do, and 1 or 2 hobbies. That's it. 5 small pieces. And the magic is you only need 1 short sentence for each.
Let me show you how light it can be. Hi, I'm Mia. I'm from one country, but I live in another now. I work as a teacher. In my free time, I love watching films and going for long walks. Done. Calm, clear, friendly. No cloud.
And nobody is bored. Nobody is lost. You gave them a small map of your life. Not a perfect GPS, just a friendly map.
A friendly map. I love that. Okay, now let's get to that sneaky style mistake you teased.
Yes, so here's the scenario. Imagine you're sitting on a comfortable sofa with a close friend, relaxed, holding a coffee, and your friend says, "Tell me about your weekend." And you sit up straight and say, "Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to speak with you today."
On the sofa? Your friend would think something is wrong.
Exactly. It's too formal for a sofa. And the opposite is just as funny. Imagine a serious job interview. The manager is in a suit, and you walk in and say, "Yo, what's up, guys?"
Oh, no.
So here's the real skill. There are basically 3 styles. Informal, relaxed, with friends or at a cafe. "Hi, I'm Leo. Nice to meet you." Semi-formal, friendly but a little professional, like a meetup or meeting new colleagues. "Hi there, I'm Leo." And formal, very official, like a job interview. "Hello, my name is Leo. Thank you for seeing me today." Same person, same name, 3 different outfits for your words.
So why does our brain even care about formal and informal? Where does that come from?
Researchers have found that humans naturally try to match the energy of the people around them. They call it social mirroring. When you match the other person's style, their brain relaxes and thinks, this person is like me. I feel comfortable. When you don't match, too formal or too casual, it creates a tiny moment of, "That felt strange," even if no one can explain why. It's like wearing a heavy winter coat to the beach. Nothing is broken, but it just doesn't fit the situation.
So before you choose your words, you read the room.
Exactly. Feel the situation first, then choose your style. The lesson is prepare 2 versions of your introduction, one relaxed, one polite, so you're ready for either moment. And here's the bonus for English learners. When you copy the other person's energy a little, you also start to sound more natural because you're using the same kind of words they use.
That's such a kind way to think about it. You're not performing, you're just matching, so everyone feels comfortable. Okay, my turn for the next piece, and this one is my favorite because it's where your personality comes out.
Ooh, which part?
The small human details, the likes and dislikes. So a lot of learners give a robot introduction. Name, country, job, the end. All correct, but it feels like a form you fill out at the bank. Then one day, a new colleague told me her introduction, and at the end, she added, "I love coffee, but I really don't like waiting in long lines." And I laughed, and suddenly I felt like I knew her. We talked for 20 minutes after that.
Interesting. So one tiny silly detail did more than her whole job title.
Yes, and there's a reason. Science shows that small, specific human details make us more likable and more memorable than big, perfect facts. Researchers sometimes connect it to warmth. When you share a little real thing, even a small weakness like, "I hate early mornings," the other person feels closer to you. It's like a door opening. A perfect, polished introduction is like a beautiful wall, nice to look at, but you can't walk through it. A small, honest detail is a door.
A perfect introduction is a wall. A small detail is a door. That's lovely. So what's the lesson?
Add 1 or 2 real, specific details about what you like and don't like.
For example, I love dogs and pizza, but I don't like very spicy food. It does 2 things. It shows your personality, and, this is the clever part, it gives the other person an easy way to continue the conversation. They can say, "Oh, you don't like spicy food? Me neither." You've handed them a gift. For English learners, it also means you practice real, useful daily words instead of stiff textbook ones.
And it takes the pressure off because now they talk too. Brilliant. Okay, last scenario, and this one goes a little deeper. The future, your plans, and your why.
This is the one that surprises people.
So here's the scenario. Imagine you're talking with your English teacher after class, and they ask, "Why are you learning English?" And many learners just shrug and say, I don't know, it's useful. But the people who answer with a clear reason, like, "My goal is to use English in my job," or, "In the future, I'd like to live in another country," something changes in their face. They sit up. They sound stronger.
Why does saying your why out loud make such a difference?
This is one of my favorite pieces of psychology. Researchers have found that when you connect a goal to your identity, to the kind of person you want to become, your motivation gets much stronger and your habits stick better. There's a big difference between "I'm studying English" and "I'm becoming someone who works internationally." The second one pulls you forward. Think of your why like the engine of a train. Without it, you're just sitting on the track. With it, you actually move.
So your future plan isn't just words for other people, it's fuel for yourself.
Exactly. And you don't need a perfect 10-year life plan. One small, honest sentence is enough. My goal is to speak English more confidently. Or one of my dreams is to travel more. I'll tell you something true. When a learner adds their why to the end of an introduction, the whole thing changes. Instead of a flat list of facts, suddenly there's a person with a direction, a person going somewhere. Listeners feel that, and they remember you.
So the why makes you memorable too, not just motivated.
Both at the same time. The lesson is know your why, say it out loud, and it will both impress the listener and keep you going on the hard days. And that second part is the secret one. Think about the day you're tired, it's raining, and you don't feel like studying at all. Motivation is gone. On that day, "I'm becoming someone who works internationally" is the quiet voice that gets you to open the app anyway. Your why works even when your mood doesn't.
That's beautiful, Leo. Okay, peak performers, we've given you a lot. Now let's turn all of this into a clear plan you can actually use, our step-by-step action plan.
Yes, 4 steps. Mia, take step 1.
Step 1. Build your script. 1 sentence per part. Sit down today, somewhere quiet, and write 1 simple sentence for each piece. A greeting, your name, where you're from and where you live, what you do, and 1 hobby.
Keep every sentence short and easy. Words you're 100% sure of. Why does this work? Because the hard thinking happens now, calmly, instead of later under pressure when your brain is overloaded.
For example, "Hi, I'm Mia. I'm from one country, but I live in another. I work as a teacher. In my free time, I love hiking." A common mistake is trying to make it sound impressive with big, fancy words. Don't. A clear, simple introduction you can actually say beats a beautiful one you freeze on every single time.
So good. Step 2, say it out loud until it's automatic. Writing is not enough. Your mouth needs practice, not just your eyes. So say your introduction out loud, many times, in low-pressure places, in front of the mirror, while you wash the dishes, while you walk to the bus. Why does this work? Because repetition moves the words from "I have to think about this" to "this comes out by itself," like a song you know by heart. For example, I practiced mine maybe 20 times while making dinner, and after that, I never froze again. A common mistake is practicing only in your head. Silent practice feels safe, but your mouth is a muscle. If you never move it, the words still get stuck when it's real.
Love it. Step 3. Prepare 2 styles and read the room. Have a relaxed version for friends and casual moments, and a polite version for interviews and serious situations. Before you speak, take 1 second to feel the atmosphere. Is this a sofa moment or a suit moment? Then choose. Why does this work? Because matching the energy of the room makes the other person feel comfortable, and it makes you sound natural instead of strange. For example, with friends, "Hey, I'm Mia." In an interview, "Hello, my name is Mia. Thank you for seeing me today." A common mistake is having only one style, usually too formal, and using it everywhere, which can make warm moments feel cold. Stay flexible.
Perfect. And step 4, add a human detail, then actually use it. Take your clean script and add one small real detail, a like or a dislike, that shows who you are. Then, here's the most important part. Use it today. Don't wait until you feel ready, because that day never comes. Why does this work? Because a real detail makes you memorable and gives the other person something to reply to. And using it right away builds your confidence fast. For example, add, "I love coffee, but I hate waking up early." Then write your whole introduction in the comments of an English video. That's real, low-risk practice. The common mistake is waiting for perfect English before you ever speak. Don't wait. Clear and friendly beats perfect and silent. Always.
And honestly, when you write it down, your brain works even harder. You see the words, you feel the structure. It's like sending your English to the gym.
English at the gym. Okay, everyone, time for the part you've been waiting for, the extended vocabulary corner. 5 powerful words from today's episode, with examples from both of us. Mia, word number 1.
Word 1. Introduce. To introduce yourself means to tell someone who you are for the first time. The noun is introduction. Leo, give us an example.
Sure. When I meet new colleagues, I like to introduce myself with a smile.
And mine, she introduced herself and we became friends right away.
Lovely. Word number 2. Confident. Confident means you feel sure about yourself and your abilities, not nervous or afraid.
My example, after practicing my script, I felt much more confident speaking English.
And mine, he looked so confident in the interview, even though his heart was racing.
Word number 3, and it's a useful one, originally. Originally means in the beginning or from the start. We often use it to say where we were born versus where we live now.
My example? I'm originally from a small town, but now I live in a big city.
And mine, she's originally from the countryside, but she works in the capital now.
Great word. Word number 4. Talkative. Talkative describes a person who likes to talk a lot and easily.
My example, I'm a bit shy at first, but I become very talkative when I feel comfortable.
And mine, my friend is so talkative that our coffee break lasted 2 hours.
And word number 5, a B2 power word, concise. Concise means short and clear, saying a lot with few words. It's the opposite of long and messy.
My example, a good introduction is concise, just a few simple sentences.
And mine, she gave a concise answer, and everyone understood her immediately.
5 words: introduce, confident, originally, talkative, and concise. Use them this week, peak performers, and they're yours forever.
You'll remember them because now they're tied to real stories and real feelings. That's how words actually stick in your memory. A word with a story behind it is a word you keep. A word from a list is a word you forget by tomorrow.
So, here's the big lesson of today, friends. Talking about yourself isn't about having perfect English or an exciting life. It's about having a small, simple script ready, your own little movie about you, so that when someone says, "Tell me about yourself," you feel calm instead of scared. Write it once, practice it out loud, and it's yours for life.
And please, be patient and kind with yourself. The first time you say your introduction, it might feel a little wooden or strange, and that's completely normal. Every confident speaker started exactly there. You're not behind, you're growing, one sentence at a time.
And tell us in the comments, can you introduce yourself in 2 or 3 simple sentences in English? Try it. Something like, "Hi, I'm from, I work as, and in my free time, I like, we can't wait to read every single one and reply to you."
Subscribe, hit the bell, and start thinking deeper while you see higher. Keep learning, keep growing.
See you next week on Perspective Peak.
Perspective peak, yeah, we set the pace. Moving to the top, we win the race. We win the race.
Perspective peak. Start thinking deeper while you see higher.